Welcome back to Made Simple. Today we're going to be talking about if statements, just a super basic rundown of how to use an if statement. And before we start, make sure you hit that subscribe button, smash that like button. It really helps me out. I really appreciate that. All right, so if statements. So for this example, let's say that we're a teacher. We have 20 students 1 through 20. We just took a test. And this is the percentage that each student scored on that test. We want to know which of these students passed and what grade each student received on the test. So this is our grading scale. Since we're a super benevolent teacher, you either get an A or you get an F to keep this example simple. So 100% to 69%, you get an A. If you score below that, then you get an F. All right. So to do an if statement, we'll just go ahead and type if. So an if statement wants a logical test, and then if that test is true, it wants a value for that, and if that test is false, it would like a different value to display. All right, so for our test, we're going to take each student's test score. If that is greater than or equal to the minimum to get an A, they pass, right? And we're going to want to go ahead and lock this cell. All right, so then for our value, if true, we just want it to say yes. And if it's also important to know that I put yes in quotes, because if you wanted to display a certain message rather than a cell, you need to put that's in quotes in order for it to display. So we'll go ahead and put no and go ahead and hit enter. And then we can drag this down. Since we locked that cell, everything should be good. So this tells us how many of the students passed and how many did not. Instead of going one by one and being like, yes, no, no, yes, yes, right? This just makes it super simple for us. All right, so now we want to know if they got an A or an F. This is a little bit redundant because if they pass, they got an A. If they fail, they got an F, right? But for the sake of example, we'll just go ahead and do this. And there's two logical tests you can run. I'll go through both tests really quick just so you can have a better understanding of if functions. So the logical test we could do is, so we know if they passed or failed. So if they passed, they got an A. So we can say if this cell equals yes, then we want it to display A. That they got an A, and if this answer is not equal to yes, we want to say that they failed because they did not pass this particular exam, right? So we can go ahead and enter that and drag this down, and you'll see that for every no there's an F, for every A there's a yes, right? Super simple. The other way we could have done this is we could have done an if statement. We could have done we could have just used this percentage that they got. Similar to how we did in the first, we could do 73% and kind of the same thing. If that's greater than or equal to this, then we want it to display A, and if false, we want it to display this. And we also would need to lock this cell as well. All right, so then we can go ahead and drag that down. Oh, and we need to lock these cells as well. My mistake. All right, and go ahead and drag that down. And we can see that we get the same results, right? For every no, there's an F. For every yes, there's an A, right? And the reason I did this super simple example, just A through F, because if I would have gone A minus A, or if I would have gone A minus, B plus, B minus, and all the way down to F, then what we would need to do is be a little bit more complicated. If we need an ifs statement with an S, ifs, or we would need to do a nested if, which gets super complicated, and for the sake of this video, we're just keeping things super simple. All right, so hopefully that makes a lot of sense to you guys. Make sure you subscribe, hit that like button, let me know if you have any questions, and I hope to catch you on the next video.